Good morning. Happy Mother's Day. My name is Sandy Paick. I'm part of Iraq House Church, shepherded by my husband, Danny Paick. We have a son named Luke, and he is 10 years old. Just a little background. Pastor Mia, she's been a steadfast guide throughout my life, from my single days to now, as a married woman navigating parenthood alongside her guidance. She's been there every step of the way and has seen my ups and downs. Pastor Mia has a very special gift of speaking loving, poignant truth to me with impeccable timing. So when she asks me to do something, I know that she asked for my own good. That said, when I got the dreaded email to share my testimony on Parenting Class 201, my heart sank deep into my stomach. I knew I couldn't say no, but I really wanted to respectfully decline. I was feeling really conflicted, and I just started groaning out loud in the living room about having to share testimony in front of the whole church. But then a strong force loomed over me at that moment, and it was in the shape of a 10-year-old boy who lives in my house. And Luke was looking at me with big round eyes, and he was just so excited for me to share my testimony. He doesn't even know what it's about. And I'm not sure why he was so excited, but I knew I couldn't let him down. After all, Parenting 201 is about modeling and discipline, and I didn't want to fail so quickly. I was also gently nudged by Danny that I pretty much had no choice, and I would have to show Luke what it looks like to overcome my fears, obey my leaders, and take the opportunity to talk about how God is working in my life. So thank you, Pastor Mia and Luke, for allowing me to be up here today. So Parenting 201, taught by Pastor Mia and her husband, Joe Yu, focuses on intentionally raising your children to love and follow Jesus through discipline and making heart connections with them. I'm so thankful for Pastor Mia and Joe for reading over 10 plus books to prepare all the material for this class. This class provided an abundance of information on how we need to gain and maintain respect from our children and how to establish balance between love and discipline. They went in depth with different learning styles and barriers to help us identify where our kids might be so that we can help them make meaningful connections with us and to teach them to have grit. They taught on emotional milestones for boys and girls to help us to understand our children better and how to find ways to communicate with them more effectively and how to help our kids communicate clearly. Especially at a young age, children don't know what they're feeling or why they're feeling a certain way, and as parents, we have to be able to navigate those emotions. Emotional and social milestones are all rooted in awareness. We learned that the number one factor that contributes to professional and relational success is self-awareness, or EQ. And the number one factor to having a healthy self-awareness is a good home life where Christ is at the center. Through the class, we got to know many of the families in our church and practice ways to help us make better heart connections with our children throughout the week. We read through The Disciple-Making Parent by Chap Bettis. This book provided good information on how to prioritize discipleship over mere discipline and how to model Christ-like character and values in our daily interactions with our kids. The author provided many practical ways for cultivating countercultural, Christ-centered home environments. In the first chapter, the author says, "In allowing us to create life and raise another human being, God has gifted us with an awe-inspiring privilege and responsibility. Your beautiful baby is an image bearer of God. He or she is made to glorify God and enjoy an eternity with Jesus Christ. That's what you have created, not just a baby, but a person who will live forever in heaven or forever in hell. Contemplating eternity torpedoes shallow parenting philosophies." As I read the first chapter of this book, I found myself once again reflecting on the profound privilege of parenthood, a theme that has been resonating in my life for the past 8 years. These years have not been without their challenges. Danny and I wrestled with unexplained infertility, experiencing longing and disappointment as we yearned to expand our family. Countless doctor visits and exhaustive efforts were met with heartache as we remained unable to conceive. In the midst of this struggle were seasons of darkness and at times felt endless. Throughout this journey, I struggled with feelings of guilt, particularly towards Luke. There were times when my own sorrow overshadowed the blessings in my life, and I questioned whether I was being the mother that he deserved. Despite the weight of my emotions, I couldn't ignore the undeniable love of God, made especially evident through Luke. Yet my human nature often fixated on what was lacking rather than embracing the gift before me and the profound responsibility it entailed. In my desire to compensate for Luke's lack of siblings or shield him from disappointment, I found myself prioritizing his worldly needs over his spiritual growth. I was driven by guilt and pride, seeking to control every aspect of his life to ensure his well-being. However, as Luke is maturing, it has become evident that this approach was misguided. Our conversations revealed his growing independence and the futility of my attempts to micromanage it. My shallow parenting philosophies were not working. I was reminded that Luke's worth and success were not contingent on the things of this world or my own fears, but on his relationship with God. I had been projecting my anxieties onto him, neglecting the spiritual foundation necessary for his growth. This class couldn't have come at a better time. It served as a catalyst for change, helping me relinquish control and focus on what truly matters, cultivating a heart connection with Luke and nurturing his spiritual journey. Through this process, I've learned to embrace natural consequences, allowing Luke the space to learn and grow. And without the trials and longings we've endured over the years, I doubt I would have fully grasped the magnitude of this privilege and responsibility entrusted to me as Luke's mom, and for that, I'm truly grateful. Let me conclude with Lamentations 3:19-24. I remember my affliction and wandering, the bitterness and the gall. I well remember them, and my soul is downcast within me. Yet this I call to mind, and therefore I have hope. Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed, for his compassions never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. I say to myself, the Lord is my portion, therefore I will wait on him. I hope this brings encouragement to you all, whatever season of life you are in today, whether it's in the joys of parenthood or in the trials of waiting. May these words resonate in your heart and bring you hope, guiding you to trust in the Lord's provision and to wait patiently for his perfect timing. Thank you for listening.